Good evening. Thanks for coming out tonight. I'm Toby. I'm the pastor at Trinity here. Thanks for everybody coming out and getting the word out. I'm looking forward to hearing what Jim's got to say. So I'm actually going to have his daughter, Heather Tiffany, come and introduce him because she will do a much better job than I would. Thank you, Heather.
I don't know about that. I am going to read from cheat sheets because I know that many of you are here tonight not to know that Jim Ryan is my father. You're here to know all of the accomplishments that he performed in his life. So I'm going to go through some of those first. So in 1964, Jim Ryan became the first high school runner to break 4 minutes for the mile, running 3:59 as a junior at Wichita East High School in Wichita, Kansas. Ryan established the high school and U.S. open mile record of 3:55 as a senior in 1965, a record that stood as the high school record for 36 years until broken by Alan Webb. So many of you younger generation probably know exactly who Alan Webb is. It is also the last time an American male high school athlete broke an open American record in a major outdoor track and field event. In this record race, he beat the reigning Olympic champion and former world record holder Peter Snell of New Zealand. His 3:58.3 to win the mile at the 1965 Kansas High School State Meet is still the record for the fastest time ever in a race that includes only high school athletes. Today, Jim Ryan still holds 5 of the 6 fastest mile times in U.S. high school history, all sub 4 minutes, with Alan Webb's record race holding the other spot. After his junior year in high school, he qualified for the 1964 Olympics in the 1500. He made it to the semifinal round where he was then eliminated. In 1966, at the age of 19, Ryan set world records in the mile and the half-mile runs and received the Sports Illustrated Magazine Sportsman of the Year award, as well as the James E. Sullivan Award as the nation's top amateur athlete, the ABC Wide World of Sports Sports Athlete of the Year, and was voted Track and Field News' Athlete of the Year as the world's best track and field athlete. My dad competed in 3 Summer Olympic Games in 1964, 68, and 72, winning a silver medal in the 1,500-meter run in 1968. He also held the world record in the mile, 1,500 meters, and 80-yard dash. He turned professional shortly after the 72 Olympics. Since the Olympics, my dad has been a motivational speaker and held the office of U.S. Representative for the state of Kansas from 1996 to 2007. He has also been nominated as the High School Athlete of the Century, above people such as Tiger Woods and LeBron James. He and my brothers have authored 3 books: Heroes Among Us, Courage to Run, and In Quest of Gold. He has been married to my mother for 45 years. I have 2 twin brothers. I'm the oldest of 4. I have 2 twin brothers and a younger sister. And these are all the worldly accomplishments that my dad has made. But I'm here to tell you tonight, too, that he was always a father. I was a huge animal lover growing up, and so he was the one building chicken coops with me or milking the cows and taking care of the lambs. So the other side of my dad, amongst all of his worldly fame and acclaim, is that he truly has been a father. And I can stand before you and tell you that tonight, that we would sit at dinners when we were out and people would ask for his autograph, but he has always been a dad. And to tell you, people would ask us, where is his silver medal? And for the longest time, it hung on the pencil sharpener at home. So, while the Lord has blessed my dad with many wonderful gifts and talents, he also has been a father and has kept it all in perspective. So, without further ado, I introduce to you my father, Jim Ryan.
All right. Well, the silver medal got an upgrade. Heather has built a shadow box for it now, so it sits on in part of our living room, and it's a little better display, but it doesn't diminish the importance and significance of my life. But I just want to thank you all for coming, and I want to make sure that you have a chance to meet my wife, Ann. I think many of you met her before, but she's back in the back. She's stuck with me all these years. How many has it been now? Thank you very much, 45. I wanted to make sure we're all on the same page. Been one of 45 years. Let me do this. I'm going to introduce something that took place a long time ago, before you guys were born. Way back in 1967, it was a world record. In fact, I was thinking about this tonight. It was I'm the last American to hold the world record at 1 mile. It's a gift God gave me. And I'm going, wow, it's one of those things you get a better perspective as time goes along. But this took place in Bakersfield, California. It was a world record. In fact, at the beginning of the race, and I want to share this with you from the standpoint of kind of a contrast. You see, going into this race, I always started my races with a prayer. And I started this race with a prayer. I had a knowledge of God, but I didn't have a relationship with Him, and there's a big difference. I had a knowledge of God. I was raised in a church, and I'll share more of that as I go along. And so I had great respect for those over me. In fact, my coach was one who had great demands on me in terms of training and performance, and by the grace of God, it went well. I went through years without any kind of injuries. But this would be the culmination of a lot of different racing, a lot of different work. 1967, our national championships in Bakersfield, California. Now, to set the stage a little bit, I'd had a preliminary the night before, and a preliminary in a mile race is not exactly making you restful the next day. In fact, we had to run 4:07 to get to the finals, but the last 3/4 was 3 minutes, so I was a little tired. And I was on the inside lane, and strategy on the inside lane, there's two ways to start when you're on the inside lane. You can jump out in front, or take half a step and step back and let everybody go on, and you simply run behind them. And I chose that night to go to the front. Little did I know that I'd be leading from start to finish. And it was one of those unusual evenings where God just blessed that evening in a very special way. This is Bakersfield, California, ABC Sports, 1967. I'll let Damon Tickern turn it on, and we'll come back after